First things first, we need to check in with our overlords over in Israel. Israel hopes for regime change in Iran. Obviously, that was a joke. I think that Israel is more of a proxy state of the United States than the other way around, definitely. These Jews always making me pay for things, man. Anyway, so I was able to read it on my phone. I don't know why I couldn't do this. Anyway, so intelligence services around the world have their attention fixed on the streets and squares of Iran's main cities. Yeah, because there's a lot of protests going on right there because they're protesting the Ayatollah and the current regime because they're like terrorists that have literally been prosecuting the citizens and putting them under their thumb, killing them if they resist. So that sucks for them. Anyway, trying to work out the size of the protest there, the numbers killed, and the likelihood of Iran's rule failing. Yeah, so that's another thing. Iran is killing its fucking protesters because that's what Iran does. Increased activity around Iran's hidden ballistic missile launchers, which began before the current protests, but has ramped up in the past 2 weeks, has prompted Israel to put its forces on high alert. Says The Economist. Anyway, so yeah, apparently Israel is hoping for regime change in Iran because, like, they're tired of getting fucking missiles thrown at them, and I don't fucking blame them. Honestly, they're totally justified in what they're doing over there, and they're the only really sane ones in the region. But if I was Israel, I would also hope for regime change. This is Fox News. Iranian leader issues chilling warning to the U.S., quote-unquote, legitimate targets. I wonder who he's calling legitimate targets, because Trump's not the one to be fucked with.
Fox News alert now on new U.S.
This is what I'm saying. Right-wing women are just more attractive, dude.
Airstrikes against ISIS targets in Syria this weekend. Fox News chief foreign correspondent Trey Ying's joining us from neighboring Israel. Trey, what's the latest?
Jackie, good morning. Overnight, the United States launched a series of strikes against ISIS targets in Syria. U.S. Central Command said these strikes were in response.
Oh, we did? Cool. So, U.S. strikes ISIS targets in Syria. Good, we're taking out the fucking terrorist bastards. Hell yeah.
To the killing of 2 National Guardsmen.
ISIS was the terrorist group that was all the rage whenever I was in the military.
Last month. According to reports, the U.S. used more than 90 precision-guided munitions, hitting over 35 locations. These were the second round of strikes against the Islamic State since that attack on U.S. forces. CENTCOM continues to monitor ISIS activity, but officials tell Fox News they're also closely watching the ongoing protests in Iran. Over the weekend, massive demonstrations swelled across Iran, with fires set in major cities, government buildings.
Dude, look at this. They are so tired of their terrorist overlords that they are going to kill them themselves. I am so happy for it. Also, I don't know why people are surprised about this. We literally went into Venezuela and ripped a dictator out of his bed, taking 0 casualties while doing it. We did it in 2 hours, okay? Listen. The American military can do whatever the hell it wants to, and there's nobody that can stop them. So if the U.S., they probably know where every single leader of ISIS is located, and they can probably put warheads. We're dropping warheads on foreheads, okay? We could do it, and under Trump, we're not going to stop ourselves. We're just going to do it. We're tired of the terrorists in the country and in the world, and we're going to get rid of them for everyone. You're welcome, world.
And mosques burned down. For the 3rd day, Iranian officials have shut down the internet access there, but with Starlink satellite...
Yeah, so that's another thing. Elon Musk gave everybody in Iran Starlink, so they all have access to the internet now, and that's the only reason we're getting things like this out, because there's no way that the Iranian government would allow videos and like streams and photos and stuff like that to get out, because they want to maintain that they're in power, but in reality they're just not. And the fact that Elon Musk is giving everybody free internet just makes it all the more like... Elon Musk does not get all the credit that he deserves, man.
Uplinks, some images and information are trickling out, including reports that security forces have opened fire on protesters in multiple cities. Crowds in northern Tehran chanted, "Down with the dictator, long live the Shah. Pahlavi will return." With widespread domestic unrest and a Truth Social post from President Trump overnight saying that the USA is...
So they were talking just a second ago when they said long live the Shah or something. They're talking about the prince that was actually like banished and exiled whenever the Ayatollah took over and the terrorist regime started like enforcing Sharia law and shit.
Ready to help. The Speaker of the Iranian parliament.
Pretty sure Iran used to be, it used to be like democratic. Women could walk around like bikinis and shit.
Is warning the United States against striking Iran.
American military centers and bases and ships in the region will be our legitimate targets.
Bitch, the last time your ships took us on, we literally wiped out half of your navy in a single 8-hour workday. Kiss my ass.
This week, the Israeli Security Cabinet is holding consultations about the situation in Iran. Jackie?
Trey Yanks, thank you so much.
We will sink all of those fishing boats.
Joining me now is Senate Intelligence Committee Vice Chair Senator Mark Warner. Senator, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Just to start off.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you. Your reaction to these strikes in Syria, anything you can say about the degree to which the U.S. has degraded ISIS with this attack?
Well, we continue to hit ISIS targets in Syria, and they are bad folks. Let's acknowledge that, and let's also acknowledge
they are, yeah.
The Iranian people are very brave to stand up against their repressive regime. But if we step back for a moment, Jackie, in less than a year, President Trump has used American military to attack Syria, Iraq, Iran, Yemen, Nigeria, Venezuela. We've got 20% of our fleet off the coast of Venezuela maintaining a blockade. And our military did remarkable in Venezuela. He's now threatening Colombia, Greenland, and other nations. I'm against the bad guys around the world, but I'm not sure that America trying to be the policeman for the whole world.
You misunderstand, sir. We're not. Listen, Senator Warner. You need to understand something. We're not trying to be the policeman of the entire world. See, because being the policeman of the entire world would be what your side of the political aisle wanted us to do. In reality, we're just going to take over the world, and that's going to be one failed terrorist regime at a time, because they're all fucking bastards that need to be eradicated. Thank you.
Is why America.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Definitely subscribe for more based opinions.
Hired Donald Trump to be president.
There have been no shortage of Republicans saying that there's a lot of presidential authority for those kinds of strikes that date back to Democrats.
Yeah, like the Monroe Doctrine, which recently has been retermed to be the Donroe Doctrine, which is what we're seeing play out right now. Somebody has to be the 51st state if America's going to take over the planet. Look, the borders have to change at some point. Might as well be now, especially when there is a lot of different failed terrorist dictator states that we could very easily swoop in, take over, and make everyone's life that actually lives there and wants to be a free person and just kind of live their life. We could make all of their lives so much better.
Democratic administrations.
And we could also make the lives of everybody else better, too, because nobody has to deal with terrorists anymore.
Too. But on Iran specifically, the Times of Israel is reporting that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, that President Trump is, quote, seriously considering authorizing a strike on Iran amid this crackdown and the internet blackout there.
See, listen, Maduro fucked around and found out. The Colombian and Cuban presidents are fucking around, and I'm pretty sure they're going to find out, too. And now Iran is fucking around, and what makes them think we can't go in there and rip him out of his bed, too, in the middle of the night? Like, I don't understand. What makes you think we can't do that? I definitely think that we could.
In your opinion, is the regime at a breaking point? And at what point?
Yeah, I mean, the people are pissed. That their dollar is worth nothing. You need like 1 million of those dollars to make $1 US.
Should the U.S. get involved?
Well, the Iranian regime is awful, and I stand with the Iranian people. But what I'm worried about is if we take a kinetic strike, does that actually unite the Iranian people in a way that the regime has not been able to? I know this is history, but...
I mean, yeah, the kinetic strikes on the uranium facilities were something that united the Iranian people. Right now, the reason that they're protesting is because they're pissed that Iran is putting more money back into, like, building missiles and shit, and they don't want that. They're like, hey, build up our infrastructure. Stop fucking doing that.
The last time we intervened in Iran in a major way was 1953 when the CIA overthrew the Iranian regime to protect Iranian oil for the West. Many historians would argue that led to the Ayatollah. I think we can put outside pressure, I think rallying the rest of the world, but taking a Connecticut strike unless there is a plan on what next. And I'll remind your viewers, you know, we've got 20% of our fleet right now off the coast of Venezuela, blockading that country. The U.S.
Yeah, and they keep trying to get ships by, which is why Trump keeps taking oil tankers. And if I'm being completely honest with you, now that we control Venezuela, we control 30% of the global oil reserve, which is awesome.
Ford, which
As soon as Alberta becomes part of the United States, we'll control about 50% of the global oil reserve. And as soon as we take over Greenland, either, you know, militarily or buying it, whichever one, doesn't really matter. We're going to get Greenland regardless. It's up to them how that happens. We'll probably have a little more than half of the global oil reserve, which means fuck all of you. And also, China gets their oil from Venezuela. You know what that means? That means China can no longer fuel its war effort, and it can no longer progress the way that it has been militarily toward Taiwan, right? Fuck yeah.
which is one of our lead carriers.
This is crazy. I feel like this is just like common sense. Like, you're just taking this and following it to its natural conclusion, right? Like, this is insane.
Is supposed to be deployed to the Middle East. It's now deployed off the coast of Venezuela. And the president has said, we're going to take Venezuelan oil. It will take 2 years to rebuild the Venezuelan oil infrastructure. Is our fleet going to stay there for 2 years? Even as good as our military is, it's going to get stretched. And the president...
I mean, basically, they're just sitting in the Gulf of America, so they're not even really, like, deployed. They're just kind of in the waters. It's a big training exercise.
Said his only constraint...
What, you think Venezuela's going to attack the boats while they're there? No.
In terms of how he uses American power is his own morality. And I'm just...
I'd be surprised they don't set up a Burger King on the beach somewhere.
Not sure that's what the American people or the world signed up for. There is a reason why the Constitution says that no single individual can put our troops in harm's way by themselves without consultation with Congress and making a case to the American people.
Speaking of...
He did make a case, and then he was elected by overwhelming numbers in a total sweep of the Electoral College and a popular vote. And he's doing exactly what we asked him to. Thank you.
Action on U.S. troops. I want to get your reaction to that.
American expansion, American imperialism. I'm not apologizing for this. I've been on this team for a long time.
The president said that cartels are running Mexico.
Listen. All the world is a game of risk, and America needs to win, okay?
He suggested that land strikes on cartels in Mexico could be coming soon. The Mexican president, Claudia Sheinbaum, has called for increased communication between the U.S. and Mexico. Is there any justification for land strikes on cartels in Mexico?
The drug cartels are awful. We need to use lots of tools. But the idea...
Dude, I bet we could drop warheads on foreheads if you catch my drift. I bet we know where it is. I bet we know the targets. We just need we need to go ahead and that's it. We got in, ripped the Venezuelan dictator out of his fucking bed, took no casualties, killed most of his security force, took no collateral, like, civilian lives. There was zero collateral damage, and we were out in like 2 hours. So, you know.
That we are going to take a military strike against Mexico. Remember, we may not like the president may not like President Sheinbaum, although he said nice things about her. But she was elected by the Mexican people. Do we really, are we going to...
Look, I forgot what, like, guru or monk or whatever said. It was like, democracy basically means a government of the people, by the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.
Continue to strike out against any leader around the world that Donald Trump doesn't like. I mean, if Donald Trump wants to make a case about striking Mexico, he should take it to the American people and to the Congress and ask for some kind of declaration.
Why? This is not war. No, it's not. You misunderstand, sir. It's not war. It's just kidnapping.
But to arbitrarily, again, I point out the fact that...
Kidnapping and arresting a wanted narco-terrorist dictator.
He used American military to strike 6 countries in less than a year. I think the people...
And they were all narco-terrorist dictator countries.
Hired Donald Trump because he said he wanted to end these countless foreign wars. It seems like he's...
In order to end the wars, you have to kill the bad guys. What are we doing? What do we think they're just gonna, like, Trump's gonna get elected and then people are gonna lay down their arms? Oh shit, it's Trump. We better leave him alone. No, he's got to give him a reason. And now that we control Venezuela, they're all fucked.
Potentially starting more, and And even some of the countries you talk about, Greenland now, which is part of Denmark, is a NATO ally. Is he going to literally blow up our NATO alliance to go after Greenland, where we already have a treaty that...
You know that China doesn't produce oil? I'm just saying.
allows us to do virtually anything we want? I just don't understand.
They buy it from, Venezuela and Russia and Iran. And now that Iran is collapsing and Venezuela's been taken over and blockaded by the United States, they have one option left. In order to save their economy, they're going to have to go to war with Russia to take over those eastern, oil, well, not oil, liquefied natural gas. They got a bunch of pumps over there in eastern Russia, right above China. And China's going to have no choice soon but to invade Russia and take those over just to save their own country. And I'm going to be honest, that's immediately when America is going to sit back and watch its two biggest allies eat each other.
Understand what his policy is.
And then put down the winner. It's going to be great. They're gonna fight it out to the death, and then when the winner is sitting there, battered and bloodied up against the wall, Trump's going to walk in and just... And like that, we've won.
And if the only check on the president, and this is what he said to the New York Times, his only check on his international power is his own morality, that's not the way our system is supposed to work, Jackie.
Well, I want to ask you about Greenland, because you are the top Democrat on the Intelligence Committee, and there's a lot of reason to be strategically interested.
I'm so glad we're talking about Greenland. Trump is going to take this shit over, and there's nothing that anybody can do about it.
In Greenland, the Hill right.
They are having discussions about it right now, and I'm telling you, there's nothing anybody's going to do about it. The United States already guarantees its protection militarily, and I don't think that we should do that unless we own the country. And in addition to that, it's on the North American continent, it's in our hemisphere, and fuck you guys, it's ours. And if we want to take it, we can, and there's nothing you can do about it because our guns are bigger.
Writes this: melting ice has turned what was once a frozen buffer into a contested corridor. Shipping lanes are emerging, subsea cables snake across the ocean floor, missile paths shorten, surveillance gaps narrow. Russia knows this, China knows this. Both are investing heavily in Arctic presence, infrastructure, and influence. Either the U.S. can treat Greenland as a distant curiosity or what it actually is, a forward position in a region that will define future power balances. Is the president at all justified in pursuing Greenland?
Fuck yeah, he is. Now, the Democrats not going to say that because Greenland belongs to Denmark, and we can't allow the global borders to change unless it's in a way that decreases American power. Fuck you. Greenland is self-governing. Denmark does not fucking do anything other than claim ownership. That is all. And the U.S. guarantees its safety militarily. So, the Denmark shouldn't even be in the equation. If anything, it should just be the U.S. talking to Greenland about Greenland joining. Denmark should not be in the talks at all.
No. Well, Jackie, Greenland is extraordinarily strategic. And we have
I'm so glad he understands that, because it absolutely is. If you put a base in Greenland, you're 1,000 miles from Moscow.
Treaty with Denmark that gives us right to virtually do anything we want in Greenland. But the idea that he's now threatening Denmark, which...
Well, Denmark's being a pussy bitch about it. I'm just saying.
Greenland is part of, which is a NATO ally. If he were to take an action against Greenland, that would completely destroy NATO.
I don't think that NATO really matters at this point anymore. I don't think the UN matters either because, listen, the United States can take on the world and win. And if the United States were to take on NATO, which does not include the entire world, mind you, they would 1,000% win. And I don't think that, NATO's only... The reason that NATO is such a huge power and something to be respected is because the United States is part of it. If the United States wasn't part of it, it wouldn't matter at all.
And it's a little ironic the president...
And honestly, it's the same thing with the UN. We covered that in the last stream, in the last videos that I did. Those will probably come out on my channel in a couple of days. They'll be out by the time this hits my, channels. But anyway, we covered that before. I mean, the UN is not going to survive the U.S. leaving.
And is citing Russia since...
And more important than that, the U.S. does not give a fuck what the world thinks anymore.
The president has basically been cutting back on our assistance to Ukraine, which is fighting Russia tooth and nail to try to push back Putin's aggressive war. How does he, on one hand, say he's concerned about Russia in Greenland, but not concerned about Russia in Ukraine, where the Ukrainians are fighting in many ways the NATO's fight?
We're out of time, Senator. We'll have to leave it there. We've got to point out there's plenty of reporting to suggest he's pursuing a sale, a purchase of Greenland over any sort of an invasion.
Yeah, and if they refuse to let us buy it, then we'll just take it by force. It's not that big of a deal. We're going to take it regardless.
But this is obviously an evolving issue.
Let's see if we can get a settlement. But breaking against the NATO ally.
Listen. The people of Greenland want to become part of the United States. They will become filthy fucking rich.
I don't think the American public will stand for that.
Senator Mark Warner.
The American public will not care.
Thank you very much.
Now they'll bitch about it because they'll be paid to bitch about it, and they won't really know how to feel. But once they realize that it's not going to affect their lives, and in fact will make the American dollar worth a lot more, meaning you'll be able to actually buy a house now. Yeah.
Good time. Appreciate it.
Hey, it's Will Kane. Click here to.
So yeah, that's Fox News on Iran's leader issuing a chilling warning to legitimate U.S. targets in the region. I invite Iran to try and do something stupid, because it will absolutely be stupid. And like they said, Trump weighs potential military intervention in Iran. Yeah, if they keep fucking around, they're going to end up finding out. President Donald Trump is weighing a series of potential military operations in Iran following deadly protests in the country. 2 U.S. officials told CNN as he considers following through on his recent threats to strike the Iranian regime should it use lethal force against civilians. Trump was briefed in recent days on different plans for intervention, the officials told CNN, as violence in the country has led to dozens of deaths and arrests. Yeah, because Iran is killing its fucking protesters because it doesn't allow people to speak out against the regime. However, there are concerns inside the administration that military strikes could backfire and undermine the protests. No, I don't think so. I mean, I think that if the U.S. shows up and starts killing the people that are killing the protesters, I think the protesters will probably actually be absolutely for that. The New York Times was first to report that Trump was briefed on the options. Trump is also considering a number of options intended to target Iran's regime to stop short of military strikes, officials said. As he looks to follow through on a vow, to help protesters in the country. Yeah, because he vowed to help them, and if Iran started killing them, the U.S. said that they would go in and help. And they're going to, because Trump is a man of his word. The options include cyber operations, going after the Iranian military or regime targets, a step that could disrupt efforts to crack down on protests, an official said. The operations also include new sanctions against regime figures or sectors of Iran's economy like energy or banking. Yeah, we go in there, we take out a lot of their power plants, and they're fucked, right? Like we take out their banks, they're fucked. You know what I mean? But the problem is that does affect the civilians and the protesters in a pretty big way. But I mean, a certain amount of that's going to have to be tolerated if they're going to want to actually do anything, right? So anyway, a number of different agencies have been involved in helping prepare operations for the president, the officials said. More normal briefings are expected in the coming weeks, including on Tuesday, when Trump is expected to convene senior national security officials and discuss how to proceed. Tehran will treat U.S. military and communication bases as targets for retaliation if Washington intervenes. Military is unrest hit Iran. It's let's see here. If the U.S. takes military action towards Iran or the occupied territories, the U.S. military and shipping centers will be considered legitimate targets, says Mohammed Bakar Kalibaf. I don't know who that is. We do not limit ourselves to only reacting after the action has been taken, he said. So what he's saying is that if the U.S. takes action, we're going to start attacking the bases in the region. I think the bases in the region are ready for that and have been ready for that for a while. If I'm being completely honest with you, a lot of the bases in the region do military drills all the time where they have to throw on Mach 4. That's just how it fucking is. They are prepared for radiation at any given time. So yeah, Trump is weighing potential military action, and I think it's not only justified, but completely based. 1000% based. Fuck yeah. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. Really hope you guys enjoyed what we were talking about. I enjoyed it a lot. If you did enjoy it, make sure to hit follow on Kick, where this was streamed live once a week. Make sure, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you're subscribed to me, because I mean, it's kind of like having a waiter and not tipping them, right? You're gonna watch me, you're gonna be subscribed to me. That's just how it works, okay? The U.S. is gonna expand in 2026, and so is my viewer base. The U.S. is gonna get 51, and I'm gonna get one guy. You know what I mean? That's all. Anyway, if you're watching me on YouTube, definitely subscribe at youtube.com/Cestal-G2D. If you're watching me on Rumble because you're tired of YouTube and you're tired of all the left-wing bullshit on it, then definitely subscribe to me on there too, at rumble.com/Cestal. And if you like listening to based opinions all the time on the internet and me calling out politicians and retard bots on X, you can follow me there at real_Cestal. I was labeled a Russian bot a couple of months ago by some fucking retard. I don't know. I did a video about it. You should definitely check that out. Anyway, I had a great time, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!